incredibly corrupt.
Yes. The whole system is.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you about the drug war. Today, I'm not talking about done. A policeman gets a job here or in any town. There's 10 or 15 of them going this year. And one of them, he's a go-getter. And he lets his hair grow, and he gets some tattoos and some dirty clothes, and he goes under the bridge, and he gets one of those poor mentally ill people, bums, hobos, and they sell 2 or 3 or 5 grams to their neighbor over there, and he arrests both of them federally. Now he's got 2, and next month he does it, and he's got 2 more. At the end of the year, he's got 15 or 20 major drug busts.
Mm-hmm.
And he does that for 2 or 3 years. And the other fellow, he's at a desk somewhere, and this guy made captain.
This guy's a captain, the guy at the desk?
The one that makes all these little tiny busts, all these insignificant nothing. He's just putting poor people in prison.
Right.
Now he's captain. Now he's lieutenant. Now he's captain. Now he goes up the ladder rocket. Now the prosecutor, the one that can say, I got him. He has 2 grams of methamphetamine. 2 grams, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. He has 5. Give him 5 years in prison. No matter about his poor wife and children crying. Put him in prison. We need fodder for these private prisons and for the federal system. Oh boy, we got him. And if I'm a prosecutor and I get enough convictions, I got a 98% conviction rate, I'm going to make judge. And I'll never lose my job at $500,000 a year.
It's all about climbing the ladder.
Yes, climbing the ladder and making money.
Wow. Yeah, that system.
Exactly how it works.
That judicial system is just so corrupt. Are you familiar with the story of Ross Ulbricht?
No.
He was a kid. He was in his early 30s when he got busted, and he got like 2 life sentences he started this website. It's called Silk Road. It was basically like this dark web place where people can go buy any kind of drugs they want. So it was like an online marketplace for people to buy anything they want, as long as it didn't, like, the only rules were you can't harm people, or you can't order people to get murdered, or there's no human trafficking allowed, but it was mainly used for drugs. So you could buy any kind of drugs that you wanted online, and it was kept anonymous. Like all the buyers and sellers were protected because they used this form of currency called Bitcoin, which is a cryptocurrency, and you can easily keep the people making the transactions anonymous. And he was just created a website basically that anyone could go on there and make a transaction, and he took a small fee, and he ended up getting 2 life sentences because he didn't take the deal. They obviously offered him a really big plea deal, and he didn't take it because they thought he could beat it. And there was a bunch of corrupt agents involved in his case, and the kid got basically, he got double the sentence that El Chapo got. And he was just some 20-year-old kid that made a website, an e-commerce website. That story really hit home for me as far as exposing, like, the real issues of the judicial system in this country. And they made a documentary about it, and it's just disgusting. It's
sick.
It's disgusting.
It's vomiting sick on the floor. I mean, here I am. I served 33 years, mostly for marijuana. And I walk out in big billboards, relax, we deliver your marijuana to your house. It's just like in the Prohibition. Those guys got 12 years in Alcatraz for making whiskey. When they got out and the law was passed the next year, yes, but you broke the law then. So
Right.
you got to stay. And after 12 years, they walk out of Alcatraz and walk across the street and get them a drink out of the bar.
Right.
That's the same thing's happening
It's
now.
insane, man.
It's stupid. I mean, President Jimmy Carter had it all. Most of the prison, a great portion of the prison, is from mentally incapacitated, or people that are somewhat have some problems. They had problems from probably their early childhood. They were unwanted, unloved, orphanage, foster home, beaten, abused, men and women, and they come to prisons, and they treat other people that way. We need help for these people. It's a health issue. It's a social issue. It's an issue that the society owes to the people that we have here.
Is there any country that's doing it right? Like, obviously, we're doing it worse than anybody. We have more people locked up per capita than any other country in the world, right? Is there anybody who's doing this right? Is there anything we can take from another country and learn from them?
I understand it. Portugal.
What's that?
My country, Holland.
Oh, Holland.
Holland. Absolutely. Holland's great at it. And
Didn't Holland legalize like heroin or something?
I don't know exactly what they've done.
Where you can go. I heard that if you're addicted to heroin or if you want to use heroin, you can actually go to a doctor and they'll give you like a clean needle and they'll give you like a small.
Oh yes, that's been a long time there, and even Birmingham, England does it, and they got proof. Listen, the people clean up, the prostitutes clean up, the people get a job, but America goes into Birmingham and says you can't do that. You can't set a precedent like this. We must have our prisons full.
Mm.
So they fight so hard, the American judicial system, the DEA. They want this stuff to go on. It's wrong. I mean, it's wrong in the eyes of man and God. It's just wrong. They take these people and take them away from their children, their families, and they take their homes. I mean, they worked for forever. They inherited from their grandmother. You better believe if there's some money in it, they're there to get it. So it's just wrong.
Do you think it'll ever change? What do you think there's a...
Of course it's going to change. It can't be. It's already swung hard the other way now. It's just got to. It's just like
what's the answer? Like what sort of steps do you think we're gonna have to take to
make this be a health issue? If a guy's got a heroin addict, let's just say heroin addict, they know right now that this kratom, if they will take those tablets, they have no withdrawal whatsoever. But the Federal Drug Administration...
Kratom?
Kratom, yeah.
Yeah.
They fight it hard. They don't want it.
Right.
It's just like the marijuana oil, relieving all these pains. They don't want it. They fight it hard, and they pay their politicians.
Right.
They got lobbyists walking the halls of Congress. You get trips, and you get money, and you can do anything for you.
We got big pharmaceutical companies that produce pills. We got OxyContin. We got Vicodin. You got to go to the doctor and get a prescription to some opiates.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
Not this unregulated stuff.
Exactly. So but it's coming to light. It's slowly coming to light. This is wrong.
It is. It's terrifying. And then another thing is parenting. I feel like parenting is so important. And a lot of the people that end up in prisons, a lot of people that end up in the streets, homeless, addicted to drugs, it seems like the catalyst, the one thing, the one common denominator across all these people is messed up childhoods and
Absolutely.
and parents that weren't prepared for children.
My mantra is that a couple should have a permit before they have a baby. That might be mean, but a little sparrow builds her nest before she lays an egg.
The problem is you can't stop them from having babies, though, right?
You can't stop them, but you have to have a permit to ride a moped on the streets of America.
Right.
How much more important it is to bring a child into it. My daughter, who's a doctor, she delivered a baby to an 11-year-old child.
Your daughter delivered a baby?
From an 11-year-old child. 4 generations in the waiting room, all on welfare.
Wow.
12, 14 young'uns.
That's the problem is even if you put in a law like that, people are still going to breed. People are still going to have babies.
I don't say they wouldn't, but I'm just saying that's the answer to it, to educate people or to encourage people to have a mother and a father, have a home, have a living, we get babies we want instead of babies that we're just going to get for the welfare check. That's awful. To encourage the wrong people to have babies.
It is.
Should encourage the right people to have babies.
I don't know the answers, Roger.
I don't think we have them, but anyhow, that's the question now. Now gets the answer.
It is the question. It's a very hard question.
How are you going to stop this?
It's a very dicey subject, and it's